My name is Natalie Rhodes, and I'm the Marketing Communications Manager for the College of Arts and Sciences here at Lamar University. Today, we're having a major discussion with the Department of Biology. Our goal for today is to answer your questions as they relate to being a biology student and what it's like to be within the department. Our guests today are Dr. Randall Terry and Dr. Anna Christensen. They're both professors in the Department of Biology, and I really enjoy working with both of them. So I'm excited for you to hear from them today. Also joining us is Angie Guidry. She is one of the admission counselors here at Lamar University. She can answer any admissions related questions that you may have during this session. I wanted to let you know that your videos are turned off and your mics are muted to ensure your privacy. We're also recording this session to post on our website, and the recording will be closed captioned. So if your friends want to come back later and watch the video, or your family, it'll be on the website. Lastly, there's a chat function at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to use this anytime that you have questions. We'll do our best to either answer your question aloud or in the chat. So I will go ahead and turn it over to you, Dr. Terry and Dr. Christensen.
Super. Thanks for having us. And we are thrilled that you are joining us today. We can tell you about our program. The Department of Biology offers two Bachelor of Sciences degrees. One is in biology and the other is in environmental science. We also have a Master of Science program that has both thesis and non-thesis options. We have an accelerated master's program. In the accelerated program, you can take both undergraduate credits and get graduate credit for those courses so that you get a head start on a master's program. Those are all things that we are excited about and that offer students some unique opportunities. The department has about 400 majors, and about 2/3 of those are pre-professional students. That would be pre-medicine, pre-dent, pre-veterinary science, physical therapy, physician's assistant. So pre-professional program, pre-professional students are an important part of our department, and we work closely with the Office of Pre-Professional Studies. That would be Eileen Birch. And one of the things that we are particularly proud is our high rate of placement, especially in medical school. On any given term, about 80 to 90% of our students that apply for medical school are accepted. And so we have a rate of acceptance, particularly in the medical school, but we also do very well in dental school as well, for a high rate of acceptance, and that's something that we are very proud of as well. One of the things that we strive to do is to have student-centered instruction. That's where the student's involved in actually various aspects of the course. There's a lot of hands-on types of experiences when you're getting your undergraduate degree in biology. And for example, we have almost all of our upper division level courses, and most of our courses in general have labs with them, and they have a substantial amount of time that you spend in the laboratory doing hands-on types of work, experimental work, collecting data, interpreting data, those kinds of activities in which you are actually actively involved in your own education. Those are things that we strive for. We also have a number of field-based courses where most of the time the student spends, or the student spends a substantial amount of time in the field botany, field parasitology, marine biology, ornithology, some of our vertebrate courses. Students spend a great deal of time actually in the field, working closely with the instructor in many instances, collecting data, collecting organisms, and being actually involved in the process of education. We also have research for credit, so you have opportunities to work one-on-one with an instructor in a laboratory setting, doing some aspect of original research, and you can receive credit for that. You can receive up to 6 credits of research toward your degree program. I would highly encourage you to consider those kinds of activities because it's something that we do a particularly good job at, supporting undergraduate research in our laboratories. More recently, over the last few years, we've been offering internships, and our pre-professional students certainly take advantage of those, but sometimes just our students that are BS in biology who want to be teachers. We've had a few of those the last couple of terms. An internship is when you go into the field and you work with a professional in the field that's related to your professional objectives and to your educational objectives. So you get on the job experience in these internships, and they show particularly good on paper, especially for pre-professional school, but also for any sort of job that you might apply for. And so internships are a good way to receive that practical experience and to also get research, to get credit for it towards your degree program. You get 3 credits of internship toward your BS in biology. And internships are also a more major part, in fact, of the environmental science degree, in which the student spends an entire long semester or most of a long semester in an internship setting. So internship experiences are something that are important, okay, and that are opportunities for our students to grow and to get practical experience. Our graduates take jobs in a number of areas. My next door neighbor, in fact, is a physician assistant who got a degree from us. We have one of our Lamar graduates from biology, in fact, is the manager of a local state park. So state parks, county parks, city parks are job possibilities. Physician's assistants, as I just mentioned, working for governmental agencies like the state of Texas, for example, for the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, working for private environmental consulting firms. When you get your BS in biology, in fact, you take a great deal of chemistry. You take about 24 credits of supporting courses, but 16 of those, in fact, are chemistry courses. And so some of our students, in fact, go to work for ExxonMobil or Valero, and they sometimes work in the lab at for those particular companies. And it's a lot of the times it's their chemistry experience, which is sort of driving some of that in employment as well. And so those are some job opportunities that you would get in addition to others, okay, when you get a BS in biology or in environmental science. Yeah, that's our degree program, but the key thing that you'll be interested in is over here in the upper right where our biology core courses are. These are courses that you have to take to get the BS in biology. And you see sometimes you have choices there and sometimes you don't, but you see microbiology you must take, and botany and genetics, and then a little further down where it says biology 4344, that's our senior capstone course. But you do have some options in there. You can take any one of 2 vertebrate courses. That would be Dr. Christensen's invertebrate zoology or parasitology, or you can take any one of several vertebrate courses. You also have to take a cell or molecular course. And so these are courses that we think are essential to the biology degree. And so this is your sort of fundamental baseline knowledge in biology we're teaching with that core. And probably as a prospective student, what you would find more interesting are these biology electives down below. There's 22 credits there. That can be 5 or 6 different courses, depending upon which courses you take. But the key thing about an elective is that you get to choose the course. So whatever your particular interests are, you can tailor your degree program with those specific courses that are offered through the biology electives. In addition, you have 3 university-free electives down the lower left, and you will almost always choose a biology course there as well. That gives you a total of 25 credits at the junior or senior level that you can tailor to your specific program. So this gives you an opportunity. For example, if you took research for credit, it would be a biology elective. If you actually participated in an internship for credit, it would be a biology elective as well. And so there's a great deal of, yes, go ahead.
I was about to say one other thing that I wanted to mention real quick, since I know many of our students may be pre-professionals, is this free elective down here. One of the other things that our students take in there is biochemistry, which is a prereq for a lot of the pre-professional programs. And by taking biochemistry along with all the other chemistries that are up here that you have as your supporting classes, it gets you a minor in chemistry.
Yeah, exactly.
Some students are interested in.
So one of the things that Dr. Christensen is emphasizing there is that the professional schools have certain requirements that are not strictly part of this degree program. And so one of the things that you do is you use the university free elective, you use the university free elective to take specific courses that meet professional school requirements, and by the way, also give you a minor in chemistry. So a very common minor for our biology majors is the chemistry minor. And as Dr. Christensen just mentioned, and as I talked about before, there's 16 credits in chemistry there. You can see that in the supporting courses. And so you take a great deal of chemistry. If you just took those chemistries, you would only be 2 credits short of the biology minor. And so students will pick up another course, a biochemistry course, especially pre-professional students, and get that, that minor in chemistry. So that's most everything that I want to say. How long does it take to do this degree to complete it? Well, it just depends, because these days, whether you know it or not, you could literally go to, I don't know that I recommend it. In fact, I probably don't, but you could go to school all year if you wanted and accelerate this program till maybe 3 calendar years. Your opportunities to go to school are the obvious ones, the long semester in the fall, the long semester in the spring. You have a May Mini that you can take biology courses in. That's about a 2.5-week period in which the course basically runs all day, 5 days a week, but you get 4 credits for that. So it's a concentrated course. Summer 1, and Summer 1 starts, I believe, the day after that summer, the spring session is, the day after May Mini, and May Mini starts the day after spring. Summer 2 starts the day after Summer 1. And so basically you could go to school all year. So for those that are masochistic and want to do something like that, you can actually complete your BS in 3 years. We hope that you will stay with us a little longer, like 4 years or so, and do research and get to know the department a little better. But 3 years would be an extreme situation, but 4 years is more the norm. And so it's a good degree program. It will prepare you well to be a professional biologist, or to be a doctor, or to be a dentist, or to be a veterinarian, or some other pre-professional emphasis that you might be interested in.
One thing I'd like to interject along in there with that, Randall, is that for those of you that are motivated, our accelerated BS MS program, where you get both your bachelor's and your master's degrees in there. You can do that in 5 years. I suppose you could probably do it in 4 if you really wanted to. That's probably pushing it a little bit. But essentially what happens with our, traditionally what happens with a undergrad degree is 4 years. A master's non-thesis degree is usually 2 years. So it would take you 6 years to get all that together. If you went for the accelerated program, you could do that in as little as 5, because what would happen there is in your senior year, down here where we've got all these biology electives in there, you take 12 hours in their dual credit. Essentially, you take them at the graduate level, but they also count towards your undergraduate degree in there, so that you can, that's basically a semester and a half in there for a master's student in there, so that then once you get all that done, then all you've got is another year's worth of master's level classes. And as I said, in 5 years, you've got 2 degrees.
Exactly. So another way of articulating it is when you walk across the stage with your BS in biology, you already have a semester and a half or so of graduate credit that you can apply to your master's degree. And so depending upon whether you go thesis or non-thesis, that can be up to 1/3 of your credits that you will need or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've had an increasing number of students, in fact, take advantage of the accelerated program and to enter our master's program using that particular vehicle. So that's something that it certainly provides opportunities to students and that we are excited about.
Yep.
I guess, anything else, Anna?
No,
We have some, I was going to introduce you to the faculty of the department. Currently we have 12 faculty. So here's a few slides, and I'll try to, Anna, just chime in when you want. These faculty members, this is Ashwini Kuknor, but they have specific courses that they teach, and they have specific areas of research expertise as well. And so generally I would talk about their areas of expertise, and this will cover both their coursework, the courses they teach, as well as their research capabilities. Dr. Kuknor is a molecular biologist. She teaches molecular biology, she teaches immunology, she teaches microbiology as a service-based course. She has research expertise in the molecular biology of eukaryotic pathogens. And she was also this past year the Beck Teaching Fellow. So she was the first award recipient of the Beck Teaching Fellowship. That's something that we are particularly proud of. She is one of the stars of the department. This next slide is another one of our, I'll call them stars. This is Dr. Leon on the far right. And here he is with students at the Posters on the Hill conference in Washington, D.C., presenting their work. Dr. Leon has expertise in cell biology and in biotechnology. He studies various aspects of cancer biology in particular. He also has the capacities in his lab to test for COVID, and he's done some research on COVID viruses as well. So he is one of our younger faculty members, in fact, who has done a super job. See, next slide, Anna. Anna, this is supposed to be your slide. There you are. I thought you were in there. I hoped I wasn't.
You put that in there, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm not in there really. If you
I just happened to have this one, and I didn't have the other ones that I was pulling off the internet are low quality images, and this was a higher quality. So I thought I would use this one. That's Dr. Christensen there. She doesn't have her cap. Well, she doesn't have her hat on. She's actually graduated years ago now, but she attends the graduation ceremonies and is very actively involved in congratulating our students and making sure that people get to where they're supposed to be during the graduation ceremony. And so she just happened to be in this particular photograph here. So that's Dr. Christensen. She has expertise in a variety of different areas. She has expertise in marine biology and in marine invertebrate zoology. Her research it's on the physiology of invertebrates, marine invertebrates.
And climate change.
And climate change. She also teaches life in the extreme, which is an interesting course on different ways that organisms have adapted to extreme environments. She also teaches advanced physiology, which is an important course for professional schools. Okay.
There's you.
Next is the bearded wonder there. I'm Randall Terry. I have been teaching botany for almost 2 decades here at Lamar. I'm also the interim chair for now. And my expertise is in plant evolution. I also do plant taxonomy as well. I teach botany. I teach upper division level development of biological thought, which has an evolution sort of emphasis to it. I teach field botany. I teach general biology as well. Next slide is Jim Armacost. Jim has expertise in vertebrate biology, in birds in particular, ornithology. He also has expertise in conservation biology and in environmental science. He's the director of our BS in environmental science. So if you want that particular degree, you will be working closely with Dr. Armacost. He will help place you in an internship toward the end of your degree program. Next faculty member is Dr. Corbett. Dr. Corbett teaches microbiology labs. He is also the jack of all trades for the department. He is our local in-house technology advisor, if you will. He is responsible for the operation of the microbiology prep lab. He teaches the microbiology labs, which are an important service-based course that serves not only biology majors, but also nursing majors And so Dr. Corbett is an important member of our faculty. Dr. Hoke. Dr. Hoke offers courses, study abroad courses in tropical biology. So he has expertise in marine tropical ecology, also in marine terrestrial ecology. He teaches environmental microbiology. He teaches environmental toxicology, which is a course that's part of the environmental science degree program. He's very active in research with both graduate students and undergraduate students. Next is our most recent faculty member. Dr. Kish Molina has been with us for a couple of years now, and she is principally responsible for teaching lower division general biology courses. In particular, she's done a stellar job in organizing and running the labs for General Biology 1. And so you would have some interactions with Dr. Kish Molina in general biology early in your program here at Lamar. She also has taught a reading. She has expertise in epidemiology, and she taught a readings course this past spring in epidemiology. Next is Dr. Pine. Dr. Pine is an ecologist. He has a variety of skills, though, that are associated with his research expertise. He's also an ecological statistician. He has expertise in geographic information systems. He teaches limnology. He teaches ecology. He teaches anatomy and physiology, another one of our important service-based courses as well. Dr. Yoder is our parasitologist. He teaches field parasitology. He teaches parasitology. He teaches embryology and development. He teaches general biology 1, general biology 2. He has an active research program on identifying parasites and in studying them in a broader ecological context. A couple of faculty members I could not get images for. Dr. Marian Basefi is a neuroscientist. She does research on various aspects of neurodegenerative disease, such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia. She also teaches medical neuroscience. She's now teaching genetics. She teaches anatomy and physiology as well. Amanda Posey is a critical member of our team. She runs our anatomy and physiology labs. And so she's responsible for spearheading that particular course or courses and lab sections. She works closely with Dr. Christensen in maintaining the viability of our courses and making sure that they're cutting edge. And I think that's about it. Our staff members. This is Tracy.
You can't forget Tracy.
Can't forget Tracy because Tracy
keeps us running.
She makes the place run. Okay, she really is what keeps it running. They think I do it, but it's not me, it's her. Okay, she knows all the bells and whistles, and she knows what to click on, and she knows how to make it work, and she's got lots of experience. She will help you with whatever problems you're having. I can assure you that Tracy will do what she can to make your navigation through your college experience and through our department as smooth and as easy as possible. So if you need help, Tracy can help you. And then we have Michael Clanahan, who is our laboratory manager. He does a lot of the background ordering and making sure that we have all the materials that we need to run our courses, in particular our introductory level courses in general biology. And also he supplies some of our upper division level courses by securing expendable materials and supplies as well.
Okay, that's it.
I think I've spoken enough. People are going to ask questions, aren't they, Natalie? Students will ask us questions.
I was muted.
Turn your mic on.
I know, I always do that all the time. I just expect everyone to read my lips. I'm going to wait for a few minutes for some questions to come through, but I do have one. I used to be an admission counselor, and I remember students asking all the time, about research opportunities. First, I think it's great that the faculty are involved in research so heavily. It always was exciting to me to know that my professors were still wanting to learn too while they were teaching me. But how can a student get involved within research within the department, specifically with certain faculty? I mean, I know from my experience that the faculty may be doing certain research and a student can kind of jump in on that or
Sure.
some kind of along those lines. Could you give some more information on that?
Sure. I think the way that it works in practice is a student,
Just go ask. Go
you
talk to
have
a
to ask.
professor.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it works like this. If you feel that an instructor that you've taken a class from is particularly warm and fuzzy and approachable, and so you feel like, yeah, I think I would like to work with that particular instructor, then you find out something about what their research expertise is. After that, you have to approach that instructor and you just simply make an appointment with them or send them an email and say, I would like to do research in your lab. And so I would strongly encourage students not to be bashful at all about that. Our faculty, one of the things that I'm proud of is our faculty are completely approachable. We are student friendly. We want you asking us about our research. You know, our research does, probably not to this extent, is like our children. Once you get us talking about it, you can't shut us up. Okay, we'll just keep talking about our research. We love our research. And to get students involved with it is even more exciting for us. So don't at all be in any way bashful about approaching anyone that you've either taken a course from or not. You can go to the departmental website and you can look at the individual faculty and their research expertise, and you can read that and digest that. And that'll give you an idea about who you might want to work with. But you approach them, and they help you define the project. It's usually a long semester project, and they will help you define the part of the project. It will be something that is tailored to their research emphasis of what they're working on at that particular time. And you will get to learn all of the techniques that are involved with collecting data, and if things go really well, analyzing data at the end of that process. And the key thing, the thing that's important about it, I think, is you get the opportunity to work side by side with someone who has expertise and who is recognized at least regionally, if not nationally, and sometimes internationally in a particular area of research. When I did my research a long time ago, I think this has changed, but I was the world's expert. I was so proud of this. I was the world expert on Vermilion phylogenetics, not so much because I was so knowledgeable, it's just that very few people had gotten into that. And so the key thing is that, even though I did have knowledge in it, of course, but the key thing is that when we're on the cutting edge of these different areas of research, you're working with someone who might very well know more about that particular aspect of biology than anyone else in the world. And so you get to work side by side with that particular person. And it also, after you have sat through so many lectures and courses and traditional sorts of courses, of course, there are a number of those that one must wade through, but it's also a change of format because you're not in a classroom setting, you're in a laboratory setting. And you're doing things that are very different sometimes than what you do in a traditional course. Last but not least, you get to show that research experience on paper, and it carries weight. And so I would encourage you to avail yourself of at least one research experience, okay, minimum, okay, when you go through your degree program here at Lamar. You won't be sorry, I can assure you.
Can either of you talk on your study abroad trip? I believe it's to Belize that we typically do for biology. Is that something that you can talk on?
That's one I actually participated in it many years. I was one of the professors along with Dr. Hoke. It is an 8-credit program where essentially what we do is we've got 2 weeks worth of lecture that are done here to kind of orient students to what you're going to see when we go down, or I'm no longer doing it at the moment, but they go down to Belize. Belize is a small Central American country. It is 2 hours from here, literally. You leave Houston, we fly out of Houston, it's a 2-hour flight. We leave Lamar at like 4 o'clock in the morning to be able to get there, but it's an 8:30 in the morning flight. You're there by 10 o'clock in the morning, which is more than plenty of time to actually go out and start doing things. And so after you have 2 weeks worth of lecture here, it's tropical watershed ecology and tropical marine biology. So there's a terrestrial component and then there's a marine component in there as well. And so once you get down to Belize, you spend 2 weeks in Belize, going around, touring Belize, seeing the various habitats, doing experiments, interacting with the Belizean people, which are, to me, probably the most friendly people you will ever meet on this earth. And I travel a lot, so that's saying a lot to say how wonderful the Belizeans are. But there is a week, let's see, you start out at Monkey Bay, then they go up to Coxcomb Basin, which is a jaguar preserve. And they stay up there for a couple of days and do hikes and do ethnobotany hikes. And you've got Belizean guides that, point out all the various different organisms and plants that are there. And then another week is spent out on, depending on the year and when they can get it. Most often it's Tobacco Key, but usually one of the little islands that are on the Mesoamerican Reef, which is the largest barrier reef outside of the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. And literally the reef is like a stone's throw from where you are. You can walk right out in the water. If you guys are from Texas here and you ever walk out in the water, you can't ever see your feet once you get in the water out there. You can see everything. It's like jumping into the world's biggest fish tank. And being able to swim around and interact with it. And in both components of it, there are research projects that Dr. Hoke has a very long-term running research project looking at one of the watersheds there and studying the water quality and all of the organisms that live in it. While I was participating in it, we did a bunch of brittle star surveys. Brittle stars, kind of think anorexic starfish, just seeing how that changed over time out on the reef. And it's one of those really great things that everybody ought to have a chance to go abroad somewhere. And that is one. If
that sounds like a lot of fun, that's because it is.
Yeah.
If that sounds like a lot of fun, that's because it is. In addition, by the way, you get 2 courses worth of credit. That's 8 credits for the 2 courses that you have to take, one in the terrestrial component and the other in the marine component.
Yeah.
And as Dr. Christensen mentioned, they have specific days, I'll call them cultural days, in which they, quote, go into town. Okay, and you eat the local food, interact with the local people, and shop and do all of these sorts of things that sort of make it a well-rounded experience.
Yeah. And usually there's a day in there too spent going to one of the Mayan ruins. That area has a lot of Mayan culture and learning some of the history there as well. So, I mean, it's a great experience all the way around.
Super.
I just wanted to go ahead and share with the students that are on this video too that all of the study abroad opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities for some scholarships with that. So you're not having to pay 100% out of pocket like you'd be traveling across the world for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. There's a lot of assistance for you here at Lamar University for you to be able to go on these trips. And I know that's important for students who are paying for college and paying for housing, and it all starts to add up. But these opportunities for studying abroad is definitely available to any of our students. I did have one more question. I haven't had any come through, but I've actually planned for a few. Do you have any clubs or organizations within the department?
We have Tri Beta, which is the Biological Honor Society. Dr. Hoke has been sponsoring that particular organization for some time. They have regular meetings. In most terms, I've presented some of my research at a Tri Beta meeting before, so different instructors will come in and sort of apprise the students of what their research opportunities are and what their research emphases are. And so Tri Beta's there. Then, of course, our pre-professional students have a number of associations, student associations that they participate in. AMSA for the medical students, and the dental students have their own student association as well.
Yes. Hey, I also wanted to mention to everyone watching, on the biology webpage on lamar.edu, you can click on awards and recognitions and see what our students have done and what they are doing. So you can see the students that were biology majors that have gone to medical school to study so many different things. And I just think it's great that we post that on our website for everyone to see what our students are and have done
Sure.
during their time at Lamar, but also once they leave Lamar, that they are successful, and you guys really set them up to be professionals in the world.
Well,
Yeah, okay, well,
we have really good students, so that helps.
I know. It's true. I was a student at Lamar too. I had actually Dr. Hoke when I took biology at Lamar.
Yeah,
Or it might have been anatomy. I might have taken anatomy from him.
So
No, it was biology.
In lots of ways, the students are the lifeblood of the program. Okay, in terms of doing the research, it's the student. I mean, there's a reason that I got into this profession a long time ago, and it was interaction with students, and that hasn't changed in the last 2 decades. So one of the things that really fuels enthusiasm in faculty is the ability to interact with students that are inquisitive and that want to excel. And there's a lot of those in this department. So it's really the students that are driving it. So we're thrilled to be speaking to you today. So.
Well, Dr. Christensen and Dr. Terry, thank you so much for being here today. I know that I learned a lot, but I'm sure the students that are watching have too. Thank you, Hannah, for interpreting. And thank you, Angie, for being here to answer any questions. I'm going to go ahead and share my contact information for you all. Should you need to contact me, again, my name was Natalie Rhodes. I do all of the marketing for the College of Arts and Sciences. Continue to check lamar.edu/visit for more information on what's to come. And then also the link to find your admission counselors below. They're set up by region. So if you have any admission questions, contact them, or if you need something and can't find them, contact me and I'm more than happy to help. But again, thank you all so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and have a great Memorial weekend.
Sure. Thanks, Natalie.
Thanks, Natalie.
Bye.
Bye.